Special Adventures of...
Hey everybody, this is ChefD26 back once again for another movie review. And you can see today I got some special guests with me. I even have the long-awaited return of my niece, Zunigs. I even got my nephew here. Classless Spy, also known as Manny. Yeah. Yeah, so today guys, we are doing a review on The Predator, which is written and directed by Shane Black. Now everybody knows that Shane Black was in the original Predator. He's the one with the glasses, to all those really dirty jokes and everything like that. Now when I first heard that Shane Black was taking on the role as director and writer, I was excited. I was thinking finally somebody that from the original franchise is going to go back and actually do this thing. He's going to do the franchise justice.
I was happy.
Exactly.
So right now I want to say, was I kind of disappointed in this movie? Yes and no, but we will let you know in the spoilers right now.
Exactly.
Well, not in the spoilers right now. I'm sorry.
Future.
Yeah.
The future spoilers
Just
about
remember,
to tell.
yeah. So remember, guys, our reviews. First half is just review. Second half is the spoilers, guys. Remember that one, okay? So let's go on to the cast right away, I should say.
Yeah.
And we had Boyd Holbrook as Quinn McKenna, and Olivia Munn as Casey Brackett, and Trevante Rhodes as Nebraska Williams. Me personally, I thought all three of these guys were probably like the
main ones.
that stood out in my eye anyway. And I know that a lot of the other casts, they brought another team in, you know, to help deal with the freaking Predators. You know, we have Jacob Tremblay as Ward McKinnon's son, who had what was the disability? Autism,
He
yeah.
was autistic. And he's my favorite because he's the boy from The Room. Or is it called The Room? Yeah.
Yeah, The Room.
The Room.
The
I love
Room.
it.
Yes. We even got Keegan Michael Kay in this one as Quile. I forgot how to pronounce it now. I'll display it for you guys. We even have Thomas Jane in here as Baxley. Now he had Tourette's. He was actually funny in this one.
He was cool.
I really did like him. Now Alfie Allen as Lynch. I don't know. They didn't really have too much screen time for him besides being part of just the team. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing.
He was like the smarts.
Yeah, he would do card tricks. That's who he was right there. And then we have Augusto Aguilera as Nettles. Now he was very religious, saying the Lord and everything like that, and the movie and everything like that.
He was funny too, though. But
yeah, Sterling K. Brow as the higher up, who actually had command of everything. Now, if you don't recognize where he's from, he's actually in Black Panther. He played Killmonger's dad.
He did, huh?
I knew he would look so familiar. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I knew he was from.
Yeah, he was.
Now
Yeah.
I know.
So it's very interesting. So, but how did this team feel? Was it feel anything like resembling of the first one from the first Predator? Because the first one you had a huge group of cast, everything from Jesse Ventura, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers, Shane Black was also in that one. I love the cast of the original. The original was badass.
This one for me, they kind of tried to do the similarity, but I don't think it was still good. Yeah, it was still really good. I loved it, but it was not if we compare it to the first one, it's not.
Yeah, it's very tricky. Maddie, what did you think about this? What did you think about the team, this new team?
I would say the new team was more like more of a PTS type of team. If you
The
really
Loonies.
look at
Yeah,
the
they were
Loonies
known by
as
the
they call
Loonies.
themselves.
Yeah.
Everything, but yeah.
But they worked together as a team, and
Yeah,
they were
did.
happy once they got into the battlefield. That's what their edge was, their itch to make them feel better again, because they were going through all kinds of stuff. We'll tell you that later before I start spoiling. So.
Yeah. So right now, this new cast was not too bad. Some of them stood out. Some didn't really have a whole lot of screen time. Alrighty. So right now, what about the Predators, guys? How did the design look? How did they look? Did they look better than like the first one, the second one? Predators with Robert Rodriguez, his take with them, or should I say, this one, the AVP. I should say these are probably the two worst ones.
Well,
don't get me wrong.
Out of that movie, Predators all day, but still.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought the Super Predator freaking enormous, and how he was able to get his body armor just activate.
It was
like
like
right
an
away.
exoskeleton.
Yeah.
The other compared to the other movies, I liked it because the characters like before then actually looked real. Like there was actually like you could stuntman or whatever in the suits or whatever. I like that. This one they looked amazing, but in certain parts of the movie, it kind of looked too
It kind of
animated.
faded in and out of the screens.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not too much, but like if you really pay attention, and especially if you're a person of like great detail and look into little things like that, then you could catch it real quick.
Yeah, it's those little details that kind of hurt the movie, but not in a great, huge detail where it might hurt the rating of this movie.
Yeah, no.
Just to let you know, but still, yeah, the Predator design looked really good. And there was 2 dogs. Remember, guys, if it was in a trailer, it's not spoiling it. There was like 2 Predator dogs with dreadlocks. You know.
They were cool.
Yeah, they look cool, but there was a few things wrong, which I do want to discuss here in a minute after we finish our review. There's one thing I did notice. There was a lot of comedy in this one, guys. Mm-hmm. It was very funny.
Do you think lately now movies like that or pertain to that stuff, they're trying to just make it more comical now than just, hey, this is some serious crap we need to deal with. Like, let's just get on the roll. Like, understand, make jokes.
I just think there's too much of it in this one.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, like, I'll give it just a little bit of spoiler. Like, when the Predator, again, we're back in the truck, killed those guys. Like, hey, you guys okay in there? Predator picked up the hand and stuck it through the window with the thumbs up. I thought that was funny.
Yeah,
that was funny.
That really was.
Thomas Jane, him having Tourette's was funny. There's a few jokes in this one that I liked, and some just fell flat, guys. Maybe just a little bit too much comedy for me. So let's move on to plot and story. One thing I heard is they had to go back and reshoot the ending of this movie. What the original ending would have been, we don't know. We probably won't see until when it comes out on digital or
deleted scenes.
Yeah.
It felt kind of rushed, even though the pace of the movie was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Some parts, there was action and they slow down and meet up and figure out what's the next plan. But the ending itself was a little bit kind of rushed, because this movie is only an hour and 48 minutes, so you can only put so much in it. That's why I feel like movies should be like over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
It'll give you more time to get to know the characters, know what's going on, give better time for like special effects or more time for the movie.
Yeah, and you can especially tell in the movie it was rushed as well, because right away it started with action, which is good, which is awesome and stuff, but when it starts telling the role, the characters and everything, it's like of course you have to find out for yourself, but it's just kind of like it was sped up too fast how everything started, instead of like a slow beginning, getting to know everybody, all the characters.
I started
why they're there and all that.
Yeah,
because it started off great in space with the with them. Well, we can't talk about that just yet. Yeah, but how did you think of the plot and story and the pace? What did you think of this?
I still think the pace was a little too quick, but I like the plot and everything, how they brought why the rogue, and then of course what the other one was for. I really like the plot, but pace, they could have slowed it down a bit.
The story was fine. It was perfect and everything, but if they had a little bit more time with it, then yeah. But they didn't need to change too much, but it was still really good. I enjoyed it.
Okay. So right now, let's go ahead and jump into our final rating of this movie. So right now, Manny, 1 out of 10, what would you give it, and what would you base it off of? Why?
I'll base it off of a 7 out of 10.
A 7 out of 10?
Oh.
Because you like the...
rate higher.
Okay, 7 out of 10, not too bad, but you recognize things in this movie you think that it could have left out?
Yeah.
Or it could have left certain things to drag on, maybe the movie felt a little too rushed? Okay. So, Sam, what'd you think?
For me, I would say 8.
An 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I really like the movie. I'm all about action and everything and lots of gore.
Blood, gore.
Yeah, like in gore. So when I seen all that, I was like, yes. But I liked it. It's just few minor adjustments, but no movie's perfect.
Yeah, no movie will be perfect. Everybody has their own opinion. Not everybody's going to agree with it, guys. Remember that one, okay? So, right now, this is my personal opinion. You guys are going to probably disagree with me on this one. Everything from the acting, some of the actors did a really good job. Not all of them did. Special effects I thought were good. Pacing of the movie was really good. The blood, the gore I thought was great. Maybe a little too much comedy, and maybe towards the end of the third act where everything kind of got confusing, especially the end. There's no end credit scene here. Sorry about that spoilers, but we're getting to that right now. Right now, my final rating is a 5 out of 10. This is just your average movie. I honestly thought Shane Black would do a lot better job on this one. This is spoiler talk. this right here, I'm going to display it right here. Spoilers. You have been warned. So right now, this is the main reason why the Predators came to Earth. At the very beginning of the movie, they show the Predators come to Earth. It's a big old dogfight. Well, not a huge one, but they're going into the atmosphere. And there's this rogue Predator, who's their normal sized Predator. He wanted to give something to us humans to help defend from these the super Predators. They're pretty much juicing themselves up. Now,
too much roids.
Yeah, pretty much.
Steroids.
That super predator was like 14 feet tall. That son of a bitch was huge. He was a freaking monster.
He was huge.
The other predator didn't even stand a chance. Or like when he tried to fight him, just smashed his face.
It was too short.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's why I had my rating as an 8. Probably I would have went up to a 9 or a 10. But it was a lot of action. The fighting scenes were really good of them trying to shoot up the predator stuff, but them between them together, it was
There's
nothing.
this one thing when you're shooting at the predator who's literally bulletproof and all they have is bullets and stuff like that. They're not doing no damage to him. The only thing that actually did do damage to him was when they set him on fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other thing I thought was a little weird is when Thomas Jane decided to go up to him and go jump on him and start fighting. I was thinking like, well, come on, man.
Am I the only one that I heard like? Aaron, after like me and my sister were talking about it in the car back here, everything. To me, when he was running up to him when the predator was on fire to go stab him, it felt like he pulled a pin for like a grenade or something.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
That's what he did. Okay, because all I heard was like him like with his knife jumping on the back and just stabbing him, and I was like, I don't remember seeing a pin.
Yeah,
or anything
and I
like
seen him when he jumped on it. Ching! I thought I was like, oh, she's gonna explode. Maybe that was a mistake on the editors, or they must have missed that in the production or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's just say right now, like most of the guys that we just named off, they pretty much die in this one.
Yeah.
The only ones that live, was
was the kid, the doctor.
It was Quinn McKinnon and Casey Brackett.
Yeah.
And his son, Rory McKinnon.
Oh.
Those are only three that survived the onslaught of the Predator at the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny when Trey Edgar or something, I forgot, Sterling K. Brown, I'm just going to call him by his real name. And he shot himself with the Predator weapon that he had on here. He was laughing,
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell, how dumb can you be? Because the little boy said that, just aim your head where you want to go and think of something.
Yeah, but in the movie, how that dude was acting, he was trying to overcome power and try to save himself. Because remember, the whole point of what's going on in the story is that the predators a human race were about to extinct. We were in danger and stuff, so the predators came in to take everybody's the best evolution of the best of us, the smartest,
yes.
everybody, and take them and take us and be how to extract
mix the DNA, make ultimate
make
hybrids,
themselves stronger, upgrade themselves,
and upgrade the environment basically.
Yes, and that's when the super predator came, because there was a part in the movie, the little boy, in the beginning of the movie, which is, I always keep forgetting his name, McKenna, the father McKenna. He in the beginning of the movie, he goes and he's this Mexican cartel takes these hostages, and so he decides to kill him because he's a military trained sniper.
He's on his own separate mission from what's actually happening.
Exactly. And so next thing you know, while the predators and everything duking it out in space, comes into our world, and one of them crash lands, but he ends up killing one of the cartels, and something happens and the plane crashes. And so he's trying to call his team, which is two other of his best friends, and he goes
jacked up.
And he goes in search of them, but he finds the predator's mask in the armband. And so pretty much he puts the mask in the backpack. A friend of his is like, hey, where you been, whatever and stuff, and he almost shot the dude because he freaked him out, of course. And then next thing you know, the predator comes into play and kills all of his teammates, pretty much. And that part was brutal, but
yeah, it was pretty
it was intense. But so
the beginning was very sick.
Yeah,
very good.
and so pretty much he gets those items he took in from the predator, the armband and the mask, and he sends it to his son.
Well, to his wife.
To his wife.
In order to be safe.
To show proof that aliens exist. To expose the aliens and everything, and the government finds out and tries to tell him where are the missing pieces and all kinds of stuff. And
that's pretty much when they sent him to the loony or the bends where he can still disappear.
The loony group.
Yeah, so that was pretty much that, because the predators want to evolve and take over the Earth. But there's a group of predators, because there's one thing I read about the predators' lore, is that there are clans of predators.
Yeah, the Yadra, as they call themselves.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the theater.
Yeah, and that's what's cool about it. But there's things in here that really, to me, honestly, I don't think they really needed the kid to have his autism. They could have made the whole movie without him, in my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. They could have, I mean, when the Predator, the big super Predator said, you know, I want McKinnon, you know, I was thinking maybe he wanted the father, you know. Yeah. He's the baddest one out of the whole damn movie. He's been doing all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
No, it's just for the kid.
Yeah, and I was thinking, like,
you want the kid.
And it's the only reason why is the kid, because I guess lately studies showing that the new autism is the new evolutionary people or whatever and stuff. In that movie, it says that, not like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's just the movie's thing.
Yeah, the movie's things, and like, pretty much, like, and so for that kid, when the weapons and stuff, when he gets into the box, he opens it, he thinks it's a bunch of video games. So like the Predator's banned because it has like this chip or whatever, this big old thing, like probably that big, like comes out and it's like a little remote, and it looks like a little game touchscreen thing. So like a little hologram pops up, and the kid's messing with it, and he understands.
And he can read it. That's one thing I don't understand. Like, how is he able to read these little?
Yeah, that's what threw me off too. I was like, wait. This is a different alternate language that no one could read, but he saw in there. Oh,
I know where the ship is. I know where this is.
Yeah.
That's probably one reasons why for me that gave it the rating.
They should have showed a perspective of him like visualizing, like through his eyes, what he sees. Maybe they become like letters to him and stuff.
They could at least
like
give
little
things
or pictures or something. But just right off the bat, him like knowing it, like it's like secondhand nature, and I'm just like, how the hell do you do that? But it was still good. I liked it. Okay. It was cool.
One of the things is that he went out there with the Predator mask because it was Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that thing was way too big for him. And then when
I like how you have the tape and everything too.
Yeah. Then when he tried to go trick or treating, knock on the door, when those guys threw something at him, and the mask had a little self defense thing on the mask itself, and blew the fucking house up. Killing everybody.
Yeah, with the dude, the little kids that always pick on him in high school, like they were there and they freaked
the fuck out.
Yeah, they freaking like literally straight up like got scared of him and stuff. He's like, what? And then they're all, let's go.
Yeah. So that was one of the reasons why I kind of heard the reason. And also, there's also a little special guest appearance. We did not mention him in the first half because we knew that'd be a spoiler. Jake Busey's in this one. He plays Peter Keyes' son from Predator 2. Yes. And they do mention Predator, like the first Predator and the second Predator as well.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Mm-hmm. And now, like, because in the second one, they're trying to capture a Predator. But they were unsuccessful. But in this one, they do capture him.
Yep.
And that scene when the Predator wakes up, he's on a lab table killing everybody, I thought was pretty badass. It shows you the size.
the hell out of the deal.
Yeah, it shows you the size and strength of the Predator. And I thought the Predator was badass.
Yeah,
chasing everybody.
He is cool. He creeped me the hell out a couple of times, but yeah.
Me and Sam were laughing at one of the parts because he flips the dude on the table. I remember that. Flips the dude on the table, dude's like getting up, he just smacks him with his hand.
Yeah, just like barely, just like.
Remember those nails are like that big, and he's like 8 foot tall. He goes,
walks by, he's like, later, dude.
And he pretty much slaughtered all those guys. I mean, Jake Busey's appearance in that one was minimal. He was on there for like what, 5 minutes?
Barely.
That was it. That was all. I mean, at least they hinted. You know, they mentioned the first one and the second one. I can understand why they didn't mention a third one because everybody else was in space. They're on a different planet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about let's say the ending of this movie. The very ending is when after they killed the super predators, and there's that hidden item that one predator wanted to give to everybody. Well, not to everybody, but like the government's to hire or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because throughout, pretty much. Like, the super predator, because during that fight scene between the two predators, if you even call that a fight scene, but
that was just an ass whooping.
No, it was just it was one-sided. It was one-sided.
Yeah, and so the super predator was attacking the regular sized predator, the smaller one, and I guess the larger predator kept telling the smaller one was like, hey, where is it? Where is it? And I was thinking maybe that chip thing, remember on the boys' band and stuff like that. So it never really described what the heck the predator's looking for. And he didn't really respond to him or anything. He's like, screw you, whatever. And the bigger one smashed his head in and he killed him.
Pretty much just like, almost like a pumpkin,
Yeah.
Just exploded.
Smashed his head in and did the classic rip the head.
Yeah, they didn't have no spine ripping in this one. No spine or head tearing off in this one. That's the only thing.
Predator. Just the only to the Predator, and then when that happened, I was like, a fatality. Yeah, as you.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I wish I could have seen. A spinal with the entire head coming off. Because in all the movies, they're all in there.
Yeah.
It's everything except this one. I was thinking, oh my god, you have all this cool violence, but you don't have the head popping.
Yeah.
But as for like the end one. There's this like little, I should say a sarcophagus, some sort of a space carrier thing. I can't really describe it because it's laying up there and all the scientists are looking at it. They open it up and this thing flies up almost like a drone. And then it attaches itself to one of the scientists and then it starts like
building its
like almost like an Iron Man suit in Infinity Wars. They could just
nanosuit.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden the mass, the Predator, and the two big old cannons pointing at everybody.
The beams.
There were six of them. Yeah.
There were 6 of them.
3 on each side.
And what was it? It was like an Iron Man Predator suit.
It was Iron Predator.
The Iron Predator. And then Quinn McKinnon. He looks at the camera. Well, not exactly look at the camera. The camera kind of zoom on his face and says, "Well, I hope they have it on my size." Because that kind of shows you that they are going to make more Predator movies. But if they're going to be this rushed, this too much comedy, then they didn't really think about it. And that's why I was thinking, like, what was Shane thinking when he was making this? I was thinking, like, what you got?
I'll still give him props at least for even making a new one because. Like I said, the last movie was what, the Alien versus Predator?
I think the last one was the Predators. I think
the Predators. I don't think I've seen that one.
No,
I'm slacking on the movies.
Nah, in a way, no. But then too, I'd like to touch on something when the kids first putting on the mask, everything, and then all you see the Predators surrounding this one on the table.
Oh, that's when they're upgrading them.
That's when they were upgrading them, and then what kind of popped in my head, I'm like, what if the Super Predator was that one that was sitting on the table?
And that's what the other Predator was witnessing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of weird because the Predator that they had there in the laboratory, when they were looking through this DNA, they did find human DNA in it. So what, on the Predator worlds or tribes, were they doing to all of them? Or only specific tribes or groups or whatever?
Yeah, and how did they do it? Because they can't, well, their blood, their serum and stuff, but how, like, maybe they should have done, like, a quick little scene of how they exactly, like, maybe they capture one of the humans and show how and stuff like that. Like, just a little bit more detail. It'll be
it would have been good.
That's one thing I was mentioning this a few minutes ago was the head popping thing. They decided to turn that completely around and decided to use all that explanation instead of like being for the hunt, like sport, all the animal killing, the human killing. They're using that to collect DNA. That's what they're trying to show now, or the storyline to progress this Predator franchise. And I think that kind of hurts. The first one. I'm not gonna point.
It's a signature move.
It's a fatality, like you guys say. It's just something that they could have just left alone on it. They could have just left it simple. They could have left the kid out. They could have had it where the Predator, let's say the Super Predator was this rogue one. He was the experiment that they were working on. And he escaped, and he had not just one predator, but multiple predators trying to hunt down this big one.
Yeah.
And yes, humans do get in a way, like you say in the second one. In that third act, they kind of get together, so we need to take this one out. And that's when a huge fight could erupt. You have humans and predators working together fighting the super predator.
Exactly.
Sometimes things that if it's more simpler, it'll go a long way instead of adding so much to this one, because this one kind of felt a little cluttered, especially towards the end. Go for it, right?
You have to discuss about how there were 2 best friends, the soldiers, and they end up killing each other.
Oh, those 2 guys,
so that was sad.
One got cut by one of the Predator blades. His freaking guts
were falling out, and then the other one was thrown in a tree.
He got impaled on a tree, and they all looked at each other. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, they nodded at each other too.
They both pointed the guns, and then.
And he's had the gun drop.
Unfortunately, people do have to die in a Predator movie. You can't have no Predator kill nobody.
That's true.
But it was sad that they had to kill each other off, though.
Yeah.
That was so sad because they knew, they nodded at each other and everything. They're like, alright, yeah, we're
I was about to cry at that part. I was starting to get upset. I'm like, no! Getting emotional at that part.
I will say, though, that Super Predator was very brutal.
Yeah, he was brutal.
Freaking grabs that dude because he grabs that dude freaking from the trees, all gnawing on his face and all that crap.
Pretty good. So right now, guys, we'll probably wrap this up. This is our personal opinion. Like I said a while ago, not everybody's gonna agree with it. So right now we have other movies coming out this year. We have Venom. We have also Aquaman that's coming out this year.
Looks good.
Yeah, that one actually surprised me when I actually saw the trailer. I was
Yeah,
kind of
it
blown
looks
away.
good.
It's gonna be rushed. Watch that. I'm sorry to say this, but watch. It's gonna be rushed, and all the best parts are what's on the trailer.
Pretty
That's
much,
true.
yeah.
It's DC.
Those are only 2 movies that I know that are coming out this year. They all have another Halloween coming out this
Yeah, that
next
actually
month.
looked pretty cool.
Next month, that's one's
Pretty
coming out.
Jamie Lee Curtis looks so good. I like how she looks now that she's wearing her long white hair. She's like, I'm
Man,
gonna kill
how do you
Michael.
not notice the dude just walking house by house, just killing everybody, just walking house by house? That's basically what he was doing in
You'd
that
be
trailer.
surprised how retarded people are.
Yeah, people are dumb in general, you know.
Yes.
So unless you've seen a whole lot of horror movies, you know to stick together and just get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah, I would run.
Where you at?
Alright, guys, so yeah. I want to thank everybody who's been subscribing to my channel, who's been hitting the like buttons. Don't
Thank
forget
you.
to check out my Shadow of the Tomb Raider walkthrough. And also check out my Dead Space 2 walkthrough, guys. Remember to show
Yeah.
that support. Remember, don't forget to leave a comment. And out of this entire Predator franchise movie, what was your favorite Predator movie? Could have been the first one, easily.
Second one.
The second one, The Predators, or AVP, both of those ones. And then we got this one coming in being
So
like the-
comment below.
Yeah,
Comment
comment
below. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that.
Yes, you better heard me reckon. You better do that. We're gonna
I'll be
find you.
watching.
We're gonna
I
find
watch.
you. Alright, buddy. This is ChefD26. This is Zunigs. This is Classless Spy. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay, good. We will see you all again next time at ChefD26 Moon Reviews.
Peace.
Bye bye.